Hello everybody, this is the One Nerd, and I want to welcome you to the One Nerd Reviews, where I, the One Nerd, review stuff. And if you can't tell from the title of the video, the giant poster in the video, or my shirt, I'm here to talk about a movie that I just got out of seeing, and a movie that I've honestly been excited for a while. WWE Studios, Fighting with My Family. This is a movie about real-life WWE Superstar Paige and her journey to become WWE Superstar Paige. It takes the life of the real stories and real experiences from Paige's life and just puts it all up there. And it's a strange thing to say that you love a WWE Studios movie, because at this point WWE Studios is a joke. A lot of times they've made some really bad movies. They've co-financed a lot of bad movies, and really at this point they're mostly just cranking out Marine sequels with their wrestlers in it. But this movie, I think, is really special for a couple of different reasons. It has something it wants to say. It has a story. It has a real great story, a real emotional story about a woman and her rise to her rise to the top, her journey to live her dreams of becoming a top wrestler. And I think that really helped this movie feel genuine, feel real. I mean, unlike a lot of the other WWE Studios movies, like, again, all the Marines, 12 Rounds, See No Evil, stuff like that. This movie, again, it had a voice. It had really something special. And honestly, this is the movie. This is the type of movie that WWE Studios needs to be putting out from now on. They can't just be, just taking out garbage scripts and just slapping their wrestlers on it like they've been doing right now, or just co-producing movies and just sticking their wrestlers in like little bit roles that you can barely see. These are the types of movies that WWE Studios needs to be putting on, because they have so many great wrestlers in that company who have their own stories just like Paige. Just like it. And those stories need to be told. Because honestly, there aren't enough movies about wrestlers. There aren't enough movies about wrestling, and there aren't enough movies about actual wrestlers. There are so many wrestlers that deserve to have their story told. I mean, we just found out that there's going to be a biopic starring Chris Hemsworth, and directed by the guy who did Hangover. Now, I don't think that that's going to be as good or as serious as a movie as Fighting with My Family, but it's still being put out there. It's still going to be a Hulk Hogan movie. It's still going to be a Hulk Hogan movie that's going to happen with Chris Hemsworth, no less. And this is what WWE needs to focus on. They have so many legends. They have so many people whose stories really need to be told. Now, truth be told about this movie, it's advertised. It is advertised strictly as a Paige movie, but it's really not that, because it's a story about both Paige and her brother. It's the story of a wrestling family and these two siblings whose dream, ever since they were kids, is to become WWE superstars. And really early in the film, they show us that obviously one makes it in and one doesn't. And while we do follow Paige's story of acceptance and trying to fit into a world that honestly, into a world she's not ready for, we also follow the story of Paige's brother as he kind of deals and struggles with not only not getting in, but also trying to figure out what exactly he wants to do with his life, because he had his heart set on becoming a WWE wrestler, and he has a girlfriend, he has a baby on the way, and he had his heart set. He said, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do to support my family, is to get into WWE and be a wrestler. And when all that's taken away from him, when all that's, dashed to pieces, he kind of falls into a slump where he figures, there's no point. This is my dream, and if I can't have my dream, then what's the point of going on? And that really kind of added an extra layer to this story, because again, everything with Paige is great. Everything with Paige is great. Because you kind of follow her struggles as she sort of realizes what it means to be a wrestler and what it means to be on the road, and also what it means to be a woman in WWE at the time. Because they do actually address, and what I actually think is really cool, is that they do address the climate of WWE at the time for women. How it was mostly, really attractive ex-models or cheerleaders and blondes and what have you, and it struggles with her trying to fit into a company that, at the time, was not focused on people like her. She had a chance, she had an opportunity to be something different, and this is a struggle of her being an outcast in a company that accepted her, that, brought her in, as thought, hey, maybe this could be something good, but really a company that didn't see her as the prototypical woman for WWE, and I thought that was really great how they showed that. The cast in this movie is terrific. I think obviously the woman playing Paige is absolutely fantastic. She does great. She does have a little bit of hiccups, and I think one of the complaints I have about this film, which is only someone like me is going to notice, is that they do really cut around the fact of the non-wrestlers wrestling. During the action scenes, during the wrestling scenes, there's a lot of cuts. There's a lot of, you don't see the face of the person actually doing the move. And, it's not a huge deal. Again, it's only someone like me that's going to notice these things. And another kind of downside to the movie, to me, is that it doesn't play very well to WWE's history. My example for this is that this movie is set, couple years in the past, when Paige's career was first starting, but they use all of the trappings and all the logos and all the even the WWE Championship of the modern day. They have the modern day logo, modern day championship, except for the Divas title for some reason, and it's all there. But again, that's only something that a wrestling nerd like me would realize. And this is a movie I feel is going to appeal not just to wrestling fans who know what's going on, who already know the story, or maybe only know Paige on the surface and want to get to know her, a little bit more, a little more of her background. I think this is going to be a movie both for that and also people in the mainstream who just want a good feel-good movie. This movie, I feel, is great for both of those things. I really do. I really think this is a good movie for both of those things. Again, the only problems I had with this movie were little hiccups with acting, a little bit of hiccups with that, a little bit. Mostly from little kid parts, so it doesn't really matter. And also, again, changing history, because I guess it's not really a spoiler, because, again, I assume most people that are watching this review are just ones who want to know from a wrestling fan if this is worth seeing. And, again, it is. But when you get around to the end, the movie ends, as I'm sure a lot of people would expect, with Paige winning the Divas title on Raw. But the main issue with it is that, again, they change history. Because before Paige went up to the main roster and she won the Divas title, she was a popular woman in NXT. In fact, she won the NXT Women's Championship down there. And they don't show any of that. In fact, the little of NXT they do show, they really just show it as a developmental. The 2 times that we actually see a live event, it's portrayed as a live event. It kind of seems a little bit weird. It's made to kind of make NXT seem even lower than it actually is. Even lower than it was at the time. Because, yeah, NXT and developmental was that sort of low-key when it was known as Florida Championship Wrestling. But when Paige was around, I mean, they could have easily done this. I mean, they shoot NXT then and now at Full Sail University. They could have easily just shot these scenes at Full Sail, in the Full Sail arena where Paige came up. But, again, there's only so much you can show in a movie. And this movie is not about, the wrestling per se. It is about wrestling, but it's not about getting that part exactly accurate, because you have this story of Paige and the story of Paige before that and after that. Now, again, as a wrestling fan, it is kind of jarring when you just see, she's wrestling a few matches and then suddenly she's on Raw and she's winning the title. And another thing that you'll notice if you're a fan, this movie does portray wrestling as fake or predetermined, what have you. But the final wrestling scene of the movie, where Paige wrestles AJ Lee, which Vega does a great job as AJ Lee, like the look, but you know, obviously they couldn't get her look down exactly, because I'm sure that's a whole bunch of copyright things on that, but whatever, she did fine. But again, in that final match between Paige and AJ, they portray it in the movie as it's a shoot, because they never talk about. They say, "Hey, Paige, you're going on Raw, and you're going to wrestle AJ Lee for the title. That's what you're going to do." But they never say you're going to win the title. And the way that they cut the match and the way that they edit it and what have you, especially when they show that Paige is like super nervous and like she can't get a promo out, and oh my god, she's blowing it. I get why they did that for a dramatic sense, and it makes sense. It makes sense the way that they did the movie. But again, it's not accurate to history, but that doesn't really matter, because this is, you know, it's a biopic. It's never completely accurate to history. And just looking at it as an outsider, as a non-wrestling fan, just looking at it and how they set it up and how they pay off, it really works. So honestly, I would have to say that if you are a wrestling fan, you know, if you're a fan of Paige, fan of WWE, this is a must-see. And this is also a movie that you're going to be able to take your family to, because it's been getting rave reviews. I'm so happy about that, because this is the type of... I said it before and I'll say it again. This is the type of movie that WWE needs to be making. They have so many wrestlers. They have so many stories that need to be told. Not just in documentary form. You know, they could be actually told. Like, actually stories put up there on the big screen. Just imagine the type of things they could do. Imagine a Macho Man movie. Imagine a Macho Man Randy Savage movie. Just... it's great. It would be amazing. And I hope that this movie does well, and I hope that this movie makes buku bucks, so that it can show WWE Studios that, yes, this is what you need to do. And you need to do it not just because The Rock is backing it, but you need to do it because this is what audiences want to see. They don't want to see fake action movies. They don't want to see bad comedy movies. They don't want to see horribly remade horror movies. What they want to see are real stories about real people who just happen to be in the wrestling world. And this movie isn't, again, it's not bogged down with wrestling lingo, although it is there. It's not bogged down in any of that stuff. You don't need to know anything about wrestling in order to watch this movie. All this is just a feel-good movie, a really good movie. And I would want anyone watching this, who a wrestling fan or not, who just likes good movies, who just wants to have fun at the movies, to go see Fighting with My Family. Go out and see it now. And that's all I have to say about that. But that's not the end of the video, because I figured that since I'm doing a thing about wrestling, I might as well add in an extra thing, because I got a little bit of mail in the mail. I sometimes subscribe to some those, you know, wrestling crate things, so I figured, you know, since I'm already here doing a thing about wrestling, I might as well do a little unboxing of some crates. Why not? So let's do it. First one we got here is from Pro Wrestling Crate, the pinnacle of pro wrestling crates right here, in my opinion. This theme was supposed to be like a sort of love heart theme, you know, whatever. Shipping kind of screwed me, because there's clearly a big hole, big gash in here. Not too thrilled about that, but you know, whatever. Let's see. Go ahead and... Actually, you know what I'll do? This is kind of unprofessional, but I'm actually going to do a quick little cut here so I can change the camera angle. That probably would be a little bit better. Hey, look at me. I'm back. I'm large now. All right, let's open this thing. Let's see what's inside this crate. Okay, this is... Come on with the... Okay, I almost got it. Okay, I got it. This time at the gym's really starting to pay off. Alright, let's see what we got here. It's a little spoiler card, just throw that away. Ooh, I can already see that we have... This is kind of a staple with pro wrestling tee crates. Got right here a little Bret Hart picture tee. Sometimes they just have one that just shows a picture of the wrestler, which is good. Bret Hart, obviously, if it's Hart themed, you know, got to get a Bret Hart. I was kind of hoping for that the Bret Hart one would be an autograph, but what are you going to do? Bret Hart shirt's still good. I don't think I have a Bret Hart shirt yet, so this is good. Ooh, this is good. This is also a good one. Look at this one. Everyone's favorite underdog, who just debuted on Raw and SmackDown. Not sure what they're going to do with him, but Johnny Gargano, a.k.a. Johnny Wrestling. That's a nice little shirt there. Look at that. That's really nice. I like that. Fold that up nice and neat. Throw that down there. All right, what do we got? Let's see. They also come with these things called micro brawlers, which this one is Kota Ibushi of Golden Lovers fame. Pretty cool. I don't usually collect these little things, because I don't know, they're like the little deformed things, but you know, it's good. There we go. Let's see, they also usually have a DVD, which this has Jimmy Hart shoot interview DVD. That should be good. Probably read through that later. Let's see, what else they got? This is nice. They got a nice Bruce Pritchard fanny pack. That's unique. I'm not sure I'm ever gonna find a chance to wear this, but there you go. All right, this is something I love to collect. I love pins, especially wrestling pins. So I definitely love this. A nice Dude Love pin. Very cool. Very cool. I'm gonna put that on my corkboard later. Another thing Pro Wrestling Tees comes, Pro Wrestling Crate, I should say, comes with is a nice autograph. So let's see. Okay, just one this time. Sometimes they have two. Okay, let's see who we got. Nice. Got a nice Greg Valentine autograph. Gotta get that framed up here. Very nice, Greg Valentine. Very cool, very cool. And what I like about the good thing about a good autograph is not just the autograph on there, but also the 8x10. You know, you have to make that look good. And this looks good. I can't wait to display this. That's gonna look great. I want to say before I move on, I'm not sponsored by Pro Wrestling Tees or Crate or any of these people. Again, I just subscribe to this and I think they're cool, so that's why I'm doing it. So let's get the next one. All right, next one is called That Wrestling Club. It's That Wrestling Club Crate, and what's kind of weird about this is that this is actually their last crate, because they were actually recently bought by Pro Wrestling Tees. So all their stuff is basically going to be just put into Pro Wrestling crates from now on. So this is the very last That Wrestling Club box. So let's go ahead and see what we got. Now this one, they don't usually give a theme for these each month, but this one they did say that Edge was going to be in there. There's going to be some special Edge item or something. So let's open it up and see what we got here. Ooh, I'm glad I got this one. They had this gimmick that I hope they'll bring over with Pro Wrestling Crates, where they have these things called Wrestle Tunes. They only did one for Al Snow so far. Now they got one for the Hurricane. Watch out! So now this is great. I can't wait to display this. This is only the second one on there. I'm glad I picked this up when I did, and I really, really hope. Now the micro brawlers are cool, but I really, really hope that Pro Wrestling Crate brings these things into their crates and keeps the tradition of two into of Wrestle Tunes into there. That's very nice. That is very cool. Okay. Usually also have a shirt. Let's see what the shirt is. Nice. Now, this is a unique one because it is a Andre the Giant shirt, but it's Andre the Giant when he was wrestling in Japan. So he's got the mask there. That is very unique. That is very unique. That is very nice. I love that. I absolutely love that. Wow. Oh, that is such a good shirt. All right. Let's see. Now, these are weird. These are weird. You got the odd socks. I don't know. They're too expensive for me to actually buy myself, and like I don't wear shorts usually. He usually just wear like jeans or long pants, so no one's ever gonna see him. But Macho Man odd socks. It's pretty cool. You know, it's a very unique thing for the last crate. You know, last one. All right, let's see here. We got a little Undertaker wrestling buddy pin. That's cool. Little thing like if Undertaker, that version of Undertaker, was a wrestling buddy in that pin. All right, so it looks like we have not seen any Edge item here, so more than likely he's one of the autographs. So let's take a look at this. So this is pretty cool. This is pretty nice. Yeah, here we go. So first one, we do have Edge. We do have an Edge autograph. That's the first one. That's a good 8x10 there as well. And another one, which I think is really cool, is we got Kurt Hawkins. Now what's cool about this is that, I can't remember if it was last month or a couple months ago, but Zack Ryder actually got a pro wrestling crate, an autograph in a pro wrestling crate. So now I got both, not just Edge, but also both of the Edge heads. Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, and now I got Edge. So I got all 3 autographs for Edge and the Edge heads. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, I need to get those displayed. I don't have enough frames right now. I need to go buy some. So I'll go ahead and take care of that at the time. So I appreciate you sticking around after this review, if you did, to watch that little unboxing there. Definitely go to ProWrestlingTees.com. You know, they're the best website for wrestling shirts other than WWE. Basically, all the indie stars are there, and the bigger names like New Japan Pro Wrestling. You know, that's the place to get New Japan shirts, and all your indie stars are on there. Like basically all of them have some sort of store in there whatsoever. Even some WWE stars have them. Mostly the smaller ones, like ones from the Cruiserweights from 205 Live, but still, they're all there at ProWrestlingTees.com. And check out the Pro Wrestling Crate as well. Again, I want to appreciate you all for sticking around for this review and for the little crate. Hope you'll continue to watch my other videos. If you want to see any of my work that I do have a website at theonenerd.com. You can see all my writing there. I put up a blog sometimes, as well as my writing for spec scripts and scripts for television pilots, and all just sorts of random writing that I usually put up there. If you're interested, again, that website is theonenerd.com. And if for some reason you want to contact me for any kind of writing experience, or just drop a line and say hi, you can contact me at contact@theonenerd.com. One more time, that's contact@theonenerd.com. So once again, this is The One Nerd. I hope you have a good one.